we're all the way up to level 4 on the Ziggurat. This is so cool. This level is about the demands of tasks that are too much for your student. Aspie and Grossman prefer the phrase obstacle removal because it's so descriptive of what this Ziggurat level is all about. As quoted on your slide, for learning to occur, demands must fall between being too easy and too excessive, within the range known as a zone of proximal development, or ZPD. You remember learning about that in your special ed courses. I'd like you to use your theory of mind to address the 3 questions listed on this slide. To properly answer these questions, you'll need to think and feel like the student with autism you're teaching. Question 1. Are you asking for performance of a skill that's way too hard? Could be. Skill may not be too hard for you or for typical students his age, but is it too hard for him? Is a skill too hard for him today? When a person is having a bad day for whatever reason, some things that would ordinarily be doable with effort are way too hard. Even if he can do the skill or task, does he feel it's too hard? If the skill is too hard for the student, then it's outside his zone of proximal development, or ZPD. Question 2. Are you asking for performance of a skill that has not yet been taught? Now, surprisingly enough, many of us assume that a student has all the prerequisite skills to perform a skill, when he actually doesn't. This happens a lot with kids with autism. So check your assumptions. You may need to teach other skills first so he can do this task. And the 3rd question, are you asking for a task to be accomplished without the necessary supports? Just like you'd need the expected topic and a pencil and a piece of paper to write out a story, the student will need the necessary support to successfully accomplish each task. Supports can include things like materials, examples of the finished product, assistance, a list of all the steps to complete the task, time, encouragement, reinforcement, prior instruction, quiet, space, etc. In art classes, they often have a finished product so that kids can see what they're working toward. It's a really great strategy. As a teacher, you control the circumstances under which a student is taught in your classroom. Make sure you've answered these questions about each of the tasks your student is required to do. You can make a poster of the questions so that all the adults in your classroom can double-check themselves when presenting a task to a student. This is also a good time to remember that problem behaviors tend to occur when the demands of a task are too hard or too easy, and when the student is bored or anxious. A quick functional assessment of problem behaviors will reveal that escape/avoid messages are common. The student really wants out of the tasks that are not matched to his level of functioning. Answering the 3 questions on the previous slide will decrease the problem behaviors from your student with autism. All students show fewer problem behaviors when tasks are geared toward their ZPDs.